Hello everyone, my name is Nadeer Khalid. Today we'll be talking about tools for taking notes which can be accessed both from the computer as well as your Android and Apple device. We'll talk about how to log into the tools and how to access it from different computers, and also we'll discuss what all features we get from this app. So let's get started. Hi everyone, back to the computer. So in order to access the Keep from your browser, go to your browser and type keep.google.com, and you can see that if you type it correctly, it should take you directly to the Google Keep, right? So you can see that this is the home page. On the left side, on the left panel, you can see there is notes, reminders, and you can create labels. Labels are same kind of folder structure. Here we don't call it as a folder, but it's called as labels. So you can categorize based on your type of notes. For example, if you are taking out some lyrics, you can create a label called as lyrics. If you have things to do, so it can be put as things to do label. So you can have multiple labels based on your requirement. And down you can see archive. So each notes can be archived or can be deleted. So whenever you archive, it comes to this list. Whenever you delete, it comes and sit on trash. So in order to create your first note on this side, you can see that take a note. Just click on that and type your title and the content for that. So let me try with things to do, right? So this contains all my text, right? So things to do, sometimes what happens is you have a list of items to do it. So in order to get a kind of a list with the checkbox where you can check the items whenever you complete things. So to do that, go to this option, 3 dots, and you can see checkboxes, right? Here you can type all your items, call the supplier, go to the market, purchase groceries. So these are an example for things to do list, or it can be a list of grocery items to be purchased. And on the right hand side, I'm showing you from the Android mobile that Google Keep has been already installed from the Play Store. You can see that as soon as I create the note, it's reflecting on my mobile. So here what you're getting is you're getting an option to create your list or notes from your computer as well as on your mobile, right? Even directly from the mobile, if you want to take down new notes, what you can do is click on take a note from the bottom left hand side. Once you press on that, the similar kind of design comes up. You can create a title and you can type your sample notes. So here, if you want to create a checkbox, on the left hand side you can press the plus button and you have an option checkboxes, right? So you can create any number of items. So once you go back, so the note has been created. And once on the browser from your computer, if you just come out of the notes and click on refresh, so the new notes which we have created from the Android mobile, that also should be reflected on your screen. So it takes little time depending on your network and your sync happened from the background, right? So let's get back to the computer. So here we'll talk about what all options you get from the notes. The first option is reminder, right? Each note has the option to add reminders to it. So it can be a recurring reminders, daily, weekly, or yearly. So you have an option to select the time, date, and you can decide whether this reminder has to be a daily, weekly, or monthly. So if you select as daily, every day on the specified time it should remind you. Weekly means once in a week it reminds you, once in a monthly, once in a year, and custom you have different settings, right? So if I choose for tomorrow 8 a.m., or you can select morning, afternoon, evening, or you have a custom time, you can type the time, or say 7 a.m. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. you will get a reminder. Let me lower down my volume. So right now by default it does not repeat. If you want this reminder to repeat every day 7 a.m. you can click on daily, so that every day at 7 a.m. you get a reminder. So this is particularly helpful when you have something to do every day at specific time. So I usually use this one if I want to do some kind of exercise, or some kind of reading habits, or some kind of things to do it daily. So here I'll choose does not repeat and click on save and close it. So on the whenever you create a notes, how the normal notes differentiate from the reminder is down you can see that there is a reminder tomorrow 7, right? So if you want to delete, you can just click on delete reminder directly from here. And if you look at the left hand side panel, if you go to notes, you'll see all the notes, but if you go to reminders, you will see the notes where you have added reminders, right? So you can quickly go through your reminders very easily from here. So now on the Android device, you can see that the things to do already have the time set, which was not from the Android device, it was done from the computer. So you can do either way. You can do the timing, creating the reminder from your Android phone or from your browser. So that's it. And now I will show you how to create labels. There are different way of doing labels. Here from the computer side, if you want to create a label, click on edit label. You can create new labels. For example, things to do, right? So in this label, we'll be adding all the notes which is connected to things to do, right? Buying the grocery, or the things to do, or something for your work, something personal things to do. So I'll click on done. So the things to do label is created. When I click on things to do, you can see that there is no notes created with this label. So in order to add notes to the label, go to notes. So this one is a things to do label. So if you want to change the label, click on the 3 dots, add label, and you can just check things to do label. So it's automatically assigned to the or added to the folder or label called as things to do. And on the downside, you can see the things to do label has been added, so that we understand that this belongs to things to do label. Now if you go to things to do, you will see all the notes which has been labeled as things to do. There is one more way of creating labels. I will show you how to do it. For example, this is a sample notes, right? So if I create if I type hash symbol, and if I type a new label name which is called as sample, and when I click on create sample, right? So this one will what happens is when you click on add to label, a new label is created with the name sample, and this note has been automatically added to the sample label. Now you can close it, right? So you can see here that the sample label has been added, and on the left hand side you can see that the sample label has been created and the notes has been added to that. So the same is reflecting on the Android mobile. The sample note has been created with the sample label, and from the mobile, if you want to go back to the different labels, you can from the top left hand side you can click on three lines, and which will take you to the similar view from the same like a computer. Notes, reminders, sample, label, and things to do. Okay, so let's go back to the notes. So here the next option I'm showing you is you can add different collaborators. That means you can add another Gmail ID, maybe your friend's Gmail ID or your spouse email ID, so that you can share these notes with that person. So whenever you add new notes and you add a person Google ID, they will get these notes added to their their Google account. So whenever they open their Google Keep app from the mobile, so they can see that notes added, so they can edit the notes at the same time. So whenever you make a change, they see that change, and whenever they make the change, you can see that. So this is especially helpful when two people are doing a purchase from two different locations, so that whenever you buy a thing, you can click on check mark that item, so that the other person also see that this item has been already purchased or done, right? So the next option is coloring. So you can choose different colors from the list, so that it is useful if you want to prioritize different things based on the color. So if I choose red color, this is red color, maybe it can indicate that this is very important for you to do it. And the other label, maybe I will choose different color, maybe a yellow, right? So based on the color, you can recognize, or you can, it depends on you how you want to put the color. So I normally use color based on the priority. If it is red color, that means that is something important, and you can decide on what all colors meanings, what makes sense for you. Okay, so that's the third option. The next option is adding an image. So you can add an image from your computer or from your mobile. So here, let me add one image. Let me search for some image. So here I will add my picture, right? So you can see that this image has been added to the notes. I can close it. So this image will get synced up to Google Cloud, so that even if you open this note from your mobile, so you can see that note. On the right hand side, you can see that the note has been updated and the picture has come back to the position, right? So everything is set. Now from the mobile, if you want to add the picture, you can click on plus symbol, take a photo, or choose an image. So let me show you by taking an image. So I've clicked a picture and click on OK. So that image, the second image, has been added to the note, and I can just go back, right? So now this one should be reflected on your computer as well. Click on refresh. Based on the size of the image, it should take time. So let me click on that. So it's not updated. So it should take little time depending on your network. So the next option I'm going to show you is adding the images done. So you can have multiple number of images. It can be, for example, if you go to some shops and you want to take different pictures of the items which you need to purchase, so you can just keep adding pictures to your notes. Next option is archiving. Once you click on archive, what happens is that notes will be archived. So it comes to the archive list. If you want to take back to the normal list, you can just click on this one and you can remove. You can check from here and you can go to this option here, unarchive. So what happens, it will be removed from the archive and it will be brought back to the notes section. Okay, so the same thing can be possible from the mobile as well. So now you can see that from the computer the new picture has been brought back from the mobile. Okay, so from the mobile, if you want to do an archive, the easiest way is just slide your notes left or right so that it will be archived. So I will show you just left side, so you can see the message that not archived. If you are to bring it back, just click on undo if you want to bring it at the same time, or you can go to the left panel, go to archive and just hold on your notes, and you can click on the options and unarchive, right? So this one is brought back to the notes. So this one is the user interface is very simple compared to other note-taking app in the market, and this is since it's from Google, so it's everybody will be having a Google ID. So this is very easy. Even if you lose your phone or your computer, your notes are backed up to the cloud. You can purchase or you can get your new mobile and just log in with your Google ID. All your notes are back. So the next option which I'll be showing you is deleting a note. Once you delete a note, it comes to the trash, right? So let me delete the notes, and if you go to trash, you can see that. So you can bring it back, restore the notes so that it brings back to the notes, right? And the other option what you can do is, for example, if you want to have these notes connected to two different labels, right? So I can have new labels called as things to do too. Sample 2, create sample 2, and the new label has been created, sample 2, and this note has been added to sample 2. So you can see that in the sample label and sample 2 label, the note is connected. That means a note can be connected to multiple labels, so that's how you can use it. And you can see here two labels. If you want to remove the label, you can click on this cross mark, so that has been removed from sample. So if you go to sample, that's no more part of the label, but sample 2 it's still part of it, right? So from the mobile, if you want to add a labels, how you can do is on the plus symbol you have an option, not here, 3 dots. From the bottom right hand side, you can click on labels and you can type a new label and click on create labels. So now it's been created and already it's checked, so that it will become part of new label. We'll go back to the home screen, so you can see that it's the new label has been created, and it has been attached to these notes. The same thing is reflected on the computer new label, right? So let me show you the other options. You can, if you want to create a copy of your notes, it's very easy. Just go to the 3 dots and click on make a copy, right? So it has been copied, so you can do whatever changes you want to on this list. Similar way, if you want to create the copy from your mobile, you can go to options and click on make a copy and go back. So you can see that the sample note has have been copied, duplicate has been created, so you can make the changes. Then the next option I will be showing you is uncheck all item. For example, you have purchased all the items. Now you want to go back to the previous stage where everything is unchecked. So you can click on uncheck all items. So keep in mind that whatever the options I'm showing you or the features I'm showing from the computer, the same things are available even from the computer. So you have to keep in mind that if I show from a computer, that means that's available still from your Apple or your Android phones. The next is copy to Google Docs. I'm sure that you should be knowing the Google Docs. It's a it's a document app which is from Google. It looks same like a Microsoft Word, right? So now when I clicked on copy to Google Docs, a Google document has been created, which is again logged in with your Google ID, and it has been copied. Similar way, the other no, if you want to copy to the Google Doc, you can come here, copy to Google Doc. So from the background, it is being created, and these notes will be copied to the Google document. You can see that the notes and the Google the picture has been copied back to the document. So that this document you can save it separately, or you can share it with your friends. So there are multiple ways of keeping your notes. So now let me add a drawing. Okay, so this one is very useful for if you want to add some kind of drawings to your notes. So let me create drawing. So I can just draw it with my mouse. If you want to change the color, you can come here, change the color to green. So now it's in red, right? And if you go back, you can see that drawing has been added as an image. The same thing can be done from the mobile, right? So I will go back to things to do, and I click on plus and I select drawing. So now the drawing pad has been opened. I can do any kind of drawing. If I want to change the color, draw it and go back. So that image has been added to the notes. So this is very useful, right? And you can have multiple drawings. Click on plus, drawing, and you can start drawing it. Go back. So now you have two drawings. If you want to add an image also, you can click on take a photo, or you can choose an image from your gallery. So let me select one image from here, right? So now we have three images. Two images we have did the drawing, and third image is attached from the mobile. So if you want to go back to the drawing, you can go back and you can still continue drawing, and you can also delete the drawing if you want. You can also have an option to send the image. So you can share the image with your friends through different chatting application. So that's about adding drawings and images, right? And you can, if you want to rearrange your notes, right, you can just from your computer, you can hold your notes and just move like this, right? The same way from the mobile, if you want to move it, you can just hold your notes and just move like this, right? The other option is, for example, if you have so many notes in your keep and you want to pin some particular notes on top so that it will stay on top always. So I will show you how to do it. Just you can see that there is a pin icon on the top right hand side of your notes. Just click on pin notes, so that what happens is all your pin notes come on top and the other which is not pinned will be below that. The same thing applies for your mobile. So you can see that the pinned item has been moved on top, and if you want to add one more notes to be, if you want to pin it, just open the note and you can press the pin icon from the top. The other option is you can hold down your notes, and on the top you can see that there is a pin icon. So right now we have three notes pinned on top. If you want to remove it, just open it and remove pin, or you can hold the notes and remove the pin icon, right? So that's about pinning the notes. I think we have covered most of the features from the Keep, and we have an option. We have two types of view in Keep. One is a column wise view and list view. In a list view, you will see one note at a time. You can just scroll down. If you want a two column wise view, which is called as grid view, so that you see multiple nodes. In mobile, you'll be seeing only two column view, but on your computer you can see three column or four column based on the resolution of your computer. So that's about Google Keep. I'm sure that you have enjoyed the video and it was helpful for taking the notes in the future. So if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. For getting the future video, make sure that you turn on the notification bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for watching the video and see you in the next video.